It's time to dish with the Paddock Prince. One grade one remains between now and the Breeders' Cup. It's the Queen Elizabeth on Saturday at Keeneland. We'll talk about that. Probably touch on some Breeders' Cup as well. As we do bring in the Prince himself, Mr. Levitch. How was your opening weekend?
Opening weekend was pretty good. Didn't
All
connect on
right.
anything crazy, but everything was solid. Thought we saw some good performances. Ted Noffey was good. Rhetorical was good. The New York bred. Tommy Joe was a disappointment. Win
Yeah,
or
that was.
lose. Win or lose. Her pedigree, I guess, really kicked in there because she was not the same horse going two terms.
Yeah, I would
Um,
say, I can't imagine she'll get that bet off of that in the Breeders' Cup, but people are going to see the ones, and she certainly has the connections to take money, but
I would still say,
obvious fade.
yeah, I would say she's still probably going to be the second or third choice. I don't think that division's super tough either because the horse
No.
that won in New York, Iron Orchard, she might not even go. She got a low buyer as well. The California horse looked pretty good. Is it Explorer or something? The name's
Explorer,
escaping me.
yeah.
That horse looks pretty good, to be honest, with the blinkers off. That horse might go into the race as the favorite.
That's who I think would be favored, just plus you got the Baffert. And then other end of the spectrum, though, for Pletcher and Spendthrift, Ted Noffey looks like the real deal.
Yeah, I would say he's got to be 2 to 1 or less in the Breeders'
Oh,
Cup.
less. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
going to, because Baffert
after
will have a,
Baffert laid an egg.
yeah, he did lay in it. I will say, though, the horse that won that race is pretty good. The Mullins horse.
Yeah, I mean that's
I was
a
impressed with
situation
that
we're
horse.
probably going to be overlooked because
Yeah,
not that Mullins hasn't won big races, but yeah, it doesn't have the name recognition as others.
but yeah, no, it was nice to see Ted Noffey back up his hopeful victory buyer wise, and I'm sure his sheet numbers were solid enough. I didn't look at them, but I'm sure his
Yeah,
other
I
numbers.
haven't seen that one. I know the Champagne and Frazette both came back kind of slow on Ragozin, so yeah,
Champagne was a very odd race. It was like one horse was running in a race and the rest were doing nothing.
I, I will never, for the life of me. I mean, unless you just have this pattern like Zenyatta, obviously, it was just a deep closer. Period. End of story. But 2 year olds, especially, you're 2 to 5. How are you not going for the lead?
It not only did he not go for the lead, if you were paying attention to New York the last 3 days that weekend, it was speed on the rail. It was a good inside track. He broke on top and for some reason dragged that horse back. I have no idea what the plan was there. I see. Here's the thing: that was a good chance to win a Grade One. Why are you trying something new? Just win the
Yeah,
race. It
right.
was, and Rosario was like, he thought he had no clue he was going to be on the lead. If you read his articles, he was like, oh, I'll take it if no one wants it. And he won
Sure.
a Grade One with a $40,000. Gosh, who was the sire of that horse? I can't remember. With a $40,000 purchase.
I know the trainer was Chad Summers,
Chad Summers.
fellow Thoroughbred Time alum.
He's had good horses. He's obviously
Yeah,
doesn't get a lot, but mind your biscuits, he's had some good horses.
yeah. No, his name's popped up in some
That
big
might be
races
his
for
first
sure.
appearance on the dish right there. I know that.
And
It's his
maybe
first,
not the last.
maybe not the
He's
last.
definitely going to go to the Breeders' Cup, so he'll come up in some capacity. Speaking of good performances, though, definitely need to highlight Johnny V, uh, leading the jockey standings at Keeneland, 5 on Saturday, good enough to get the dance gif on social media, and just in the zone. I mean, obviously he's had the horses, but I felt like, granted, Ted Noffey was obviously very short price and he was on some other favorites, but I mean, he was making winning moves. Like he was in the right spot with the right horses and made the most of it.
Yeah, no, he had a great opening weekend. I mean, 7 wins, that's stout for a guy, especially in his mid 50s. I mean, for him to be able to keep riding the way he does at the age he's at and the level he's riding at is pretty unbelievable, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I read he had what 3 stakes wins. You know, else had a good weekend was Frankie. Frankie had a good
Yeah.
he had a couple stakes wins. He won the Jessamine and the turf sprint. That's escaping me right now. Yeah, he had a good weekend as well.
Kadim.
Yeah, the name of the race is escaping me for some reason. Yeah, the horse that came from dead last,
Yeah.
Kadim. Yeah, I wasn't surprised Jose and Flavian had a rough weekend, but it's only
And
the first week.
one of my debilitating misses because I had the winners around it. Dylan Davis shows up here with one. He's several with one, but he made the list. I'm guessing because of the HR and impact off the one win. But he went out that debut horse for Pletcher, and I was thinking, man, the 12 hole. What's Dylan Davis doing on this horse? Like all of Pletcher's riders are at
It's
Keeneland,
exactly what I said.
and and it was a 5-star too. So
Well, 2 minutes
like,
before the race, my texted my buddy and I was like, "Do you find it odd that a horse training at Belmont for Pletcher with Dylan Davis is 5-2 in this race? Like somebody must know something." Now, did you see that horse's buyer?
no, came back quick.
94. He got a
Oh,
94. Well,
wow.
comparative, I think outfielder was in the 70s or something. And that horse is pretty good. I don't know what he'll go to next, but you'll probably
Yeah,
see
no,
him
that was,
he
I
was a
mean,
good
good for
horse.
Dylan getting the call because,
But I said the same
between
thing. I'm like,
post
what is
12,
Dylan?
yeah, and then the jockey, I was like, 5-2, but real deal.
Real deal.
And a real quick look at the trainer. No surprise after talking about Johnny V, Todd Pletcher up there. Brendan Walsh, the HR and impact kind of shows you that he's outrun his odds, but Jin Jin especially outran her odds in the Spinster. And the race came back fast. I was a nitrogen backer, so I was really disappointed she was never able to go by. But based on how fast the race came back, I guess Jin Jin was just the best that day.
She was, but that was her race. If she goes to the Breeders' Cup, I wouldn't like her at all.
No, I mean, given her two marquee wins or at Keeneland at big prices, it
And
is
that was
tough to
off a
like her
break
on the
too.
ship.
She was freshened up, and I don't know how Nitrogen didn't win the race. I'm still a little surprised. It looked like she was going to win about 4 different times, and she
Yeah,
like just wouldn't. Well, and if you, she just kind of like sits there, doesn't. She has no turn of foot. She kind of just grinds on the dirt, and I don't know how she didn't win that race.
yeah, no,
I thought Scylla would have been Jin in that race. No pun intended, turning for home, and she couldn't get by Jin Jin.
she couldn't get by nitrogen.
I know. She looked like a lock turning for home off those two,
Right.
and she couldn't pass anybody.
No.
So I don't think Baffert's really shaking anymore about the distaff. I think his two-headed monster is gonna be okay.
Yeah, he's has a heavy pair for sure. All right, let's we'll touch on the Breeders' Cup on our way out, but yeah, let's definitely touch on. As I said, it's the last Grade One until the Breeders' Cup, so got 3 weeks to cool off on the G1 front. These are my fair odds. I did speak with Nick Tamaro, and it sounds like Laura Lynn, the Deuce, is going to be the morning line favorite at 5-2. Fionn is his second choice at 3-1. And he has Opulent Restraint as the morning line third choice at 4-1. I'm still optimistic. I'm going to get my price on her. I think she's a front end threat.
She's a lone
Speed,
speed.
yeah. So I'm going to be looking at twice in a week. Rosario was he? No, Saez was on Jin Jin, so never mind. But Rosario was on the Champagne winner. Is that right?
And the Frizette winner.
Oh, and okay. So, but yeah, I mean, we know he's capable on the front end. Turf, obviously, a little different than dirt, but we'll see what price they get. I mean, at 4-1, I'm not going to be as excited, but I think Lush Lips can be third choice in here, which will push up Opulent Restraint. But I put her on top because she's long speed. I know you like the horse that she finished behind last time.
Yeah, I will say one thing. Chad doesn't ride Rosario a lot, and it seems like when he does ride Rosario, they go to the lead. Like this horse has been ridden by Rosario. They dead center when Rosario rode her. He sent randomized in Alabama, and I feel like he kind of puts Joel on these horses to try to wire the field. She didn't get the lead last time in the Saratoga Oaks, and she had a good trip. She just needs a lead. Yeah, I think Lauren Lynn is going to be tough in here. I think
I
she's been primed. She's kind of like been brought along race by race, like nothing crazy. They threw in a grade two last time. They stepped it up and she won easy. And I mean, if you look at the pace projector in here, she's going to be sitting third, second, right on the rail. I don't think Opulent Restraint is as good as her. I'm a little surprised to see her fair odds on Destino Dioro at 20-1. I thought that horse had a nightmare trip last time, a nightmare trip. And he's getting one of the biggest rider changes in horse racing history from Juan
It's
Machado to Irad. This horse is, if you go
a
through her
good point.
races, she could easily be 5 for 5. because her Jessamine, she had a terrible, she didn't break good. She was flying. Mayday Ready ran second in the Breeders' Cup. I shouldn't say she could be 5. She'd probably be 4 for 5. She would have been a lot closer last time. She never even got to run. Now the odds are going to flip because Fion won the race, the other Cox, and she might be, fourth or fifth choice in here with a huge rider upgrade. I'm going to go 2-7 in here. And a horse like Opulent Restraint, maybe hang on for third. I do not love Fion, to be honest.
I mean,
Not my
obviously,
biggest fan.
I like her enough to say most likely winner, but it's a tepid 3-1. I thought the Dueling Ground Oaks was solid. That was not the profile that was winning most of the meet coming from that far back. Now, granted, most of the meet is 6 to 9 furlong races, so the mile 5/16 a little different, but nevertheless, I did kind of take note that she won from that far off the pace. My issue with Destino Doro, and you're right to point out the rider change, but I remember actively not liking her at 4 to 5 in the Dueling Ground Oaks, and part of that, and the sheet
Yeah,
didn't
she
get
was
any
overbet.
better. Her Ragazin numbers are not what others we've discussed have been capable of and consistently capable. It's not like we're looking at one big flashy number that we're landing on some other filly. There's consistency in this group, and that's why I looked elsewhere. And the other thing I'll mention, of the last 11 runnings of the QE2, 7 of the winners came from New York. So I thought that was interesting that the 3-year-old filly division has some strength there. And between our 2 top picks, they're coming out of the same race in New York. Long shot wise, Will then, and we talked about Frankie Dettori having a good opening weekend. She's 20 to 1 on the morning line, and I just think numbers wise she kind of fits. I thought the Del Mar Oaks was solid, had a little bit of trouble. Now Frankie Dettori and sticks to the 9 furlong, so she's
One
one
thing,
I would use underneath for sure. And
one thing
depending
with
on what I
her,
like elsewhere, maybe on top in a multi.
yeah, no, I agree. One thing with her is too, Jonathan Thomas is not exactly the most ambitious trainer. He kind of places his horses. I know there's the phrase where they can win, but he really places horses where they can win. He's not a guy that takes a lot of shots with horses. So him shipping this horse here with a work over the turf course, they're always going here. I mean, I could see her hitting the board at a big price. I don't like Candy Quest, who lost to Fion last time. That was the last time, was the time horse. I'm not gonna do anything with her. The European didn't look that great on time form
Agreed.
numbers. I mean, she's got a couple grade 1 placings, but her last, she's just okay. I don't know if this is a pretty good addition to the race, so she's gonna have to be really good, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And with that jockey, you're probably not going to get to save much ground on the turf. Probably going to be wide, but it's a
agree
good
on that.
addition to
And
the
what about
race.
Lush Lip? She's probably the one who will take the money neither of us really touched on. And it's as a gambler, horse player, it's one of those, like, I'm not going to be surprised if she wins, but I just think the price is going to be too low. Like, she's the one, if she drifts to 8 to 1 and I'm not paying attention, or even 6 to 1, yeah, 8 to 1, and she wins, I'll be like, oh, I missed it. That was too good of a price. But I just think with the meet Walsh is having, and Tyler,
Yeah.
and the runner up at Del Mar, like, I just think she'll take too much money.
Yeah, I was going to say, with the way Walsh is going right now, I don't know if I would throw her out of multi race bets if you were spreading in here. But that being said, I just think she's a cut below these. I know she's been close to Nitrogen a few times. She almost beat her in the Florida Oaks, but she got everything her way that way. One thing with her too is, I don't know if this is on purpose. She lost all her early speed. Like when she first got to America, she's on the lead, moving in
Mm,
Gulfstream and Tampa, which are not easy places to get the lead. And ever since the Churchill race and the Edgewood, she's kind of dropped back. I mean, she's been pretty consistent doing it, but I don't know how much pace is in this race to begin with. So I don't know if I want a horse that's gonna, drop back to 6th or 7th. That's why I like Laura Lynn. I think she's gonna be right
right.
off the pace. And Kendrick's been having a career year. He's rode her 4 out of the 5 times, so he
Yeah.
knows her well.
Undefeated. Grand Motion.
If you go back
All
and
right.
watch the Memories of Silver in April of this year, she had a trip and still beat Opulent Restraint. That's why I just think she's better than Opulent Restraint. But I guess if Opulent Restraint gets the lone lead and Rosario turns her loose, turns for home, it wouldn't be a crazy upset,
Yeah.
obviously. I'm sure Chad's won a bunch of these. I haven't looked it up. Has Chad won a lot of these?
Actually, of all the Philly turf, And I think
Well,
of
the
him as
first
older
lady,
anyway. So
well,
3-year-olds is
well, the first lady, I know he had won like the last 7 or 8 of them or something, or coming into this past
yeah,
weekend.
7 in a row maybe.
Yeah, got beat. So I just every time there's a good turf race, Chad, I was just like, oh, he's won the last 27 runnings of the race.
When I wrote, and the part of why I like this filly being with Chad is, I mean, he's a trainer that he learned from Bobby, and he'll bring him along, and he'll target that grade 1 to get him to pop. So that's definitely part of the angle for me here. But yeah, it's a great race. Good way to close out grade 1 action until the Breeders' Cup.
Preps were
Speaking
good.
of, I know we'll get plenty into the Breeders' Cup races, but we'd be remiss if we didn't get a quick thought on the Classic.
Honestly, I think it's fierceness. I just think the lack of pace so far, and I'm not seeing any pace in this race.
Right.
Like last year, I don't think Derma, I think we've talked about this. I don't think Derma's come in. I don't think there's a Chad Brown rabbit in the race. I just don't see that much pace. And Fierceness's races in California, all 3 of them have been stout.
Right.
I mean, I think Sierra Leone's an obvious closer you want in the race. Forever Young, I will never bet him. He's going to take money. Everybody always, I mean, maybe Japan will win a race this year. I don't know. I was a big Mind Frame fan, but this whole non-prep thing is. I know he ran in a circle when he threw the jockey, but not
Yeah,
running
that's
in a
not the
race since
same.
June
No,
is. I don't know.
I can't do it.
I can't do. Now I will say one thing: if you like a horse, you're going to get a price on Mind Frame now because he's not going to be. I mean, he's going to be every bit of 10 to 15 to 1 probably.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to bet
I'm,
Sierra Leone
I
Fierceness,
mean, the thing
Forever
is, you
Young,
start doing the math, and Sovereignty is sub 2-1. Like
Sovereignty.
every
Yeah,
book
yeah,
that has a
favorite.
market is he's 8-5 or 9-5. And let's say a 12-horse field. I'm not sure they'll get 14, but even 12. If you have an 8-5 favorite, like your fourth choice has to be 6-1.
Yeah, no,
Like
that's what I'm saying,
just
and he ain't going to be the
so
fourth choice with Sovereignty, Fierceness, Forever Young. Am I missing
Sierra
somebody?
Leone,
Sierra Leone, yeah. So those are going to be
Baeza,
the. Baez
journalism.
is a little interesting,
He has the fastest Ragozin.
and he's always been a horse that you knew was going to get better and better. And he,
Right.
like, I think journalism's peaked. I could be wrong. I think he's peaked. I don't know if he's the same as he was early
I
in the
mean, probably
summer.
peak for this season. I could see
Yeah,
him.
that's what I'm saying. He's kind of is what he is at the moment, but I would rather have Baeza than him, and he might be a bigger price than journalism.
Yeah. Mm, yeah, it'll be interesting. But
Who's our Aiden tossed out underlay horse this year? Does he have one?
I mean, he hasn't ruled out Delacroix yet, the Tepin colt.
If Tepin wins a Breeders' Cup Classic, she did win on the dirt though in
She won on the dirt, yeah.
the Delta race, whatever that race is
The
called.
Princess.
Is that still a thing?
No.
I don't think so.
10% takeout, though.
I'm glad I know that now. Glad I know that. I
Yeah.
might Delta even
And
open right now?
they open Friday.
I'll put it on my calendar.
I was hoping you'll do a sheet on the days they do 10% takeout.
I'll have to think about it. I don't know. Couldn't even, I'll really have to think about this one for a long time.
Yeah, well, you got a long time. It's not until around Thanksgiving, so plenty of time in the meantime. But all right, any other Keeneland angles?
No, I
Fun to
thought the
bet
tracks
on?
were fair.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought everything was fair. Nakatomi closed in the dirt spring. I mean, I thought the tracks were all fair. Usually
yeah. No,
Keeneland can be speed favoring. I had no complaints about anything.
I'd say which Nakatomi kind of the example that's going to buck this, but overall, I mean, like the maiden allowance races, I'd still say you didn't want to be swinging wide. Like that seemed to dull some closing kicks, but I mean, horses made moves on the rail and
You always want to be forward on the dirt for the most part, I feel like.
right.
But at Keeneland, a lot of the times it can get real inside speed favoring, and I didn't see that at all.
No, I
I
agree.
saw no biases, which is good. I don't know if the rain this week will do anything to the track. I guess we'll
We'll
find out
see.
in the next
Yeah,
couple
turf
days.
played fair. So back
Handle
at it
was
Wednesday.
about 5 days. Yeah, they got 3 weeks. They go 3 weeks now, right? Yeah, 3 weeks.
They have, yeah. I mean
14
that
days.
last week is just no. Churchill opened Sunday. Yeah, so Keeneland runs 4 instead of 5 days the last week. But
Yeah.
so what do we got besides Keeneland? Aqueduct?
Bach.
Bach.
Belmont at Aqueduct, yeah.
Mm.
And Naira all year, and Keeneland Churchill Breeders' Cup package coming soon.
All right. I'll retweet.
Thank you.
Well, I understand you have an iPhone coming.
I do. I haven't got a new iPhone in 4 years. It's the longest one I've ever kept.
That's
But
how I was thinking. I'm at 4 years. I was
it's
thinking at the
kind
time.
of like when I go to take a picture, it looks like a 1987 camera. It's just like it's time. We've moved
Yeah.
on.
No, 4 years I mean, credit to them. 4 years is great.
Never cracked it either. Not one crack. I made it. I made it for
We
4
made it,
years.
fam.
We made it, fam. 4 years.
All right. Well, I'll throw some W's in the group chat for you.
Appreciate it.
Anything else?
No. Good luck, everybody.
There you go.